Every evening as the sun sets and the world begins to quiet, we are offered a sacred opportunity to return to ourselves. The noise of the day begins to fade, and what remains is the soft hum of our own breath, the rhythm of life itself. This is a time to reflect, to release, and to renew. It is in this calm space between day and night that transformation takes place. In the teachings of the Buddha, evening is a sacred time for reflection. Just as the morning welcomes awakening, the night welcomes letting go. The day has unfolded with all its colors, some bright, some dark, some neither, and now it gently dissolves into stillness. What remains is awareness itself, vast, patient, unchanging. Speaking 5 lines to yourself each evening is a simple yet profound act of mindfulness. It is a practice that allows the mind to settle, the body to release, and the spirit to reconnect with peace. It does not require ritual objects or complex instruction. It only asks for presence, the willingness to meet yourself honestly, with compassion. Each of these 5 lines carries a seed of wisdom from the Buddhist path. Together, they guide you through gratitude, release, forgiveness, understanding, and peace. In them, we find a way to close the day not with restlessness or regret, but with calm awareness and quiet joy. Let us begin with the first line. Line 1. I am grateful for the day that has passed. Gratitude is the antidote to dissatisfaction. When we turn our hearts toward appreciation, even the most ordinary day becomes sacred. The Buddha taught that the mind, when trained in gratitude, naturally inclines toward happiness. Gratitude is not about pretending that everything went well. It is about recognizing the gift of being alive through it all. When you say, I am grateful for the day that has passed, you acknowledge that this day, with all its beauty and its imperfection, was an opportunity to practice. Maybe you laughed today, maybe you struggled, maybe you learned something small but true. Each of these is part of the path. Gratitude transforms the raw material of experience into wisdom. It invites you to look back over your day, not with criticism, but with understanding. Instead of asking, what did I do wrong? Ask, what did I learn? What did this teach me about patience, compassion, or humility? When you end the day in gratitude, you free yourself from the habit of constant striving. You remember that you already have enough, that you are already enough. This recognition softens the heart. It allows the mind to rest. Buddhist gratitude is not just personal, it is relational. It reminds you that everything you experience today arose from countless causes and conditions. The food you ate, the clothes you wore, the air you breathed, all were the result of the efforts and sacrifices of others. To see this clearly is to feel connected to the entire web of life. Take a moment to reflect on this interconnectedness. The teacher who once guided you, the farmer who grew your meal, the friend who listened, their presence lives in this moment of gratitude. As you whisper these words, I am grateful for the day that has passed, feel your heart expand beyond the borders of the self. Gratitude becomes not just a feeling, but a state of being, an awareness of belonging to the great fabric of existence. Line 2. I release all that I cannot control. To live is to experience impermanence. The day you just lived is already dissolving into memory beyond your grasp. The past cannot be changed, and the future cannot yet be touched. Still, the mind often clings to mistakes, to what should have been, to what might still come. This clinging is suffering. When you say, "I release all that I cannot control," you are practicing the Buddha's teaching of non-attachment. You are not rejecting life, you are learning to flow with it. Control is an illusion born of fear. We want the world to bend to our expectations because we believe our peace depends on it. But when we loosen our grip, something miraculous happens. Peace reveals itself. It was never missing. It was only obscured by resistance. Imagine the mind as a fist that has been clenched all day. To release is to open that fist, to let the tension unwind. Maybe someone misunderstood you today. Maybe a plan failed. Maybe the future feels uncertain. These are the moments when release is most needed. The Buddha compared attachment to trying to hold on to water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. By releasing control, you let life move naturally. You begin to trust the wisdom of impermanence. Releasing is also an act of compassion. It is saying to yourself, "I have done what I can for today. I do not need to carry what is no longer mine to carry." You release the expectations that drain you, the worries that do not belong to you, the stories that no longer serve you. This line is a bridge from effort to surrender. It teaches the art of enough. When you can say sincerely, "I release all that I cannot control," you reclaim your energy for what truly matters: awareness, kindness, and rest. As night deepens, let the body grow heavy, the breath slow, the mind uncoil. The world will continue without your effort. Trust this truth. It is the foundation of freedom. Line 3. I forgive myself and others. Forgiveness is the medicine of the heart. Without it, even the smallest wounds can fester. With it, even great pain can be transformed into compassion. The Buddha spoke often about the power of metta, loving kindness, and about the importance of freeing oneself from resentment. To forgive does not mean to erase memory. It means to release the burden of hatred. When you say, "I forgive myself and others," you are acknowledging the truth that all beings, including yourself, are imperfect. We act out of ignorance, fear, and craving. We make mistakes, but every mistake is a chance to awaken. Forgiving yourself is often the hardest part. You may carry regret for words spoken in haste, for opportunities missed, for times when you acted from anger instead of wisdom. But holding on to guilt serves no one. The Buddha taught that self-blame is another form of attachment, clinging to a fixed idea of who we are. To forgive yourself is to recognize that you are a process, not a product. You are unfolding moment by moment. Each evening offers a new chance to begin again. Forgiving others is an extension of the same compassion. When someone has hurt you, it is easy to close the heart. But resentment only deepens suffering. The Buddha once said that hatred is never appeased by hatred. It is only by love that hatred ceases. When you forgive, you break the cycle. You choose freedom over bitterness. Picture the person you struggle to forgive, perhaps even yourself. See them not as an enemy, but as a being who, like you, seeks happiness and fears pain. When you truly see this, compassion arises naturally. Forgiveness becomes less about letting someone else off the hook and more about releasing yourself from the weight of anger. As you speak this line each evening, let it be a cleansing. Let forgiveness wash over you like cool rain. Let the heart soften. Let the mind release its old stories. You need not rush the process. Forgiveness unfolds in its own time, but by setting the intention, you plant the seed of peace. When forgiveness is present, sleep becomes deeper, the breath lighter, and the dreams gentler. You rest not in denial of pain, but in the understanding that love is stronger than resentment. Line 4. I rest in the wisdom of impermanence. All that arises will pass away. Every moment, every thought, every experience is in motion, appearing, transforming, fading. This is the great truth that lies at the heart of the Buddha's teaching, impermanence. We spend much of our lives trying to build permanence in a world that is made of change. We want to hold on to what we love and push away what we fear. But life flows like a river, always moving, never still. The more we resist that flow, the more we suffer. To say, I rest in the wisdom of impermanence, is to stop fighting the river. It is to let go of the illusion that things must stay as they are in order for you to be at peace. It is to rest, not in what changes, but in the understanding of change itself. Impermanence is not a curse, it is a gift. It means that pain does not last forever. It means that no failure is final and no joy is wasted. It means that everything you experience, every sunrise, every breath, every connection, is precious precisely because it will not come again in the same way. In the stillness of evening, this truth becomes easier to see. The sun sets, the world quiets, the body begins to slow. You can feel the gentle rhythm of impermanence in your breath. The in-breath arising, the out-breath passing away. Each moment dies to make space for the next. Life itself is renewal. To rest in this wisdom is to find peace, not despite change, but within it. When you stop demanding that things remain the same, you open your heart to the full beauty of the present. You see that what comes and goes is not yours to control. It is life expressing itself, moment by moment. Think of a flower. It blooms and fades, but in its brief life, it brings beauty to the world. The petals fall, and in their falling, they feed the soil, giving life to what will come next. This is the rhythm of existence: creation, dissolution, rebirth. When you resist impermanence, you live in fear. When you rest in it, you live in freedom. You no longer cling to the pleasant nor recoil from the painful. You observe both with the same gentle awareness. This is what the Buddha called equanimity, the calm, unshakable balance that arises from deep understanding. Impermanence does not destroy peace. It reveals where peace truly resides. Every night is a small death. The day that has passed will never return. The person you were this morning is not the same person you are now. The thoughts that troubled you earlier may already be fading, and in this fading there is release. So as you whisper these words, I rest in the wisdom of impermanence, Allow yourself to be carried by the current of change. Feel the body relax, the mind unclench, the heart open. You are part of this vast, flowing life. Nothing to hold, nothing to lose, nothing to fear. In this resting, there is peace deeper than permanence. A peace that is alive, breathing, unbound. Line 5. I am at peace as the night embraces me. Peace is not something you find, it is something you return to. It is the natural state of the mind when it is free from grasping and resistance. When all the noise quiets, when all the striving subsides, peace is what remains. To say, I am at peace as the night embraces me, is to let go of the need to fix or improve the moment. It is to surrender into what already is, this breath, this stillness, this presence. The night is not an end, but a return. It calls you back to the deep stillness beneath all activity. The same stillness that has been here since before you were born, and that will remain long after the stories of your life have faded. As you rest, you are cradled by the vastness of existence, the stars above, the wind outside, the rhythm of your breath. All of it moves together in perfect harmony. Nothing is missing, nothing is out of place. Peace arises when the mind no longer argues with reality. It arises when you stop saying, "This should be different," and start whispering, "This is enough." In this moment, everything is enough. The day has given you all it could. The world has offered its lessons. There is nothing more you need to achieve, nothing more you need to prove. The Buddha described this kind of peace as nibbana, the extinguishing of the fires of craving, aversion, and delusion. It is not a distant goal, it is a quiet recognition. When the fires go out, what remains is cool, vast, clear awareness. You may notice that peace feels different from happiness. Happiness comes and goes. It depends on circumstances. Peace is deeper. It does not depend on conditions. It is the calm center that remains unshaken no matter what happens. To rest in peace does not mean to deny pain or pretend that life is perfect. It means that you are no longer pulled apart by it. You have learned to sit in the middle of joy and sorrow, knowing both are waves in the same ocean. As you say this final line, "I am at peace as the night embraces me," feel the words become real within you. Let the night be your teacher. Let its quiet teach you to listen. Let its darkness remind you that even without light, there is clarity. You are safe here. You are whole. You are exactly where you are meant to be. The peace of the night is not the absence of movement, but the presence of acceptance. It is the soft exhale of the universe, the reminder that in letting go, you are held. Deepening the practice. Now you have spoken all 5 lines. Each line is a doorway into the heart of Buddhist understanding. Together they form a cycle, from gratitude to release, from forgiveness to wisdom, from wisdom to peace. These are not just words to be repeated, they are invitations to be lived. When you practice them each evening, you begin to reshape the mind. You move from reaction to awareness, from tension to trust. Gratitude teaches appreciation. Release teaches freedom. Forgiveness teaches compassion. Impermanence teaches understanding. Peace teaches truth. This simple practice can change the way you experience life. Over time, you will notice that your mornings feel lighter, your thoughts less turbulent, your relationships more open. The burdens that once seemed heavy begin to dissolve. Each evening becomes not a closing, but a cleansing. You no longer fall into sleep, burdened by the noise of the world. You enter rest with a mind that is clear and a heart that is soft. The Buddha said that the mind is like a garden. What you plant grows. By speaking these lines, you are planting seeds of peace. With time and care, they will blossom into wisdom that sustains you through all of life's changes. Reflection on stillness. When the day is over and the mind begins to quiet, there is a subtle beauty in the silence. This silence is not empty, it is full of presence. It is the space from which everything arises. In the ancient teachings, this stillness is sometimes called the unconditioned. It cannot be created or destroyed. It is not born and does not die. It is the awareness beneath all change. Every time you pause to speak these 5 lines, you touch that stillness. You step out of the restless stream of thought and into the clarity of being. You realize that beneath the layers of worry and hope, gain and loss, there is something untouched, luminous and free. Resting in this stillness is not an escape from life. It is a return to life as it truly is. You see that peace was never somewhere else. It was within you all along. Let this awareness settle as you breathe. Feel the body soften, the mind clear, the heart open. Nothing needs to be added. Nothing needs to be taken away. This moment is complete. Living the practice beyond the evening. These 5 lines are not confined to the night. Over time, they begin to echo through your days. When frustration arises, the second line whispers, "Release what you cannot control." When someone hurts you, the third line reminds you, "Forgive yourself and others." When change feels overwhelming, the fourth line returns, "Rest in impermanence." And when you feel lost or restless, the fifth line soothes you. You are at peace. This is how wisdom integrates into daily life, not through effort, but through gentle remembrance. Buddhism teaches that practice is not separate from life. Life itself is practice. Every conversation, every challenge, every quiet moment is an opportunity to awaken. When you carry these 5 lines in your heart, you begin to live with awareness, awake even in ordinary moments. Your speech becomes kinder. Your thoughts become steadier. Your presence becomes peaceful. Others feel this calmness around you and respond in kind. In this way, your evening practice ripples outward, touching lives you may never know. As the night deepens and the world falls silent, take one last breath of gratitude. Let your awareness expand beyond the limits of the self. You are not separate from the stars above or the earth beneath. You are part of the same vast living whole. The Buddha once said, "As a lamp in the darkness dispels the night, so does awareness dispel ignorance." Each evening, as you reflect on your day with mindfulness and compassion, you are lighting that lamp within yourself. Some nights you may feel peaceful, other nights restless. Some days may feel complete, others unfinished. This too is part of the practice. The goal is not perfection, but presence. To meet each moment, however it appears, with an open heart. When you lie down to rest tonight, imagine yourself floating in the vast ocean of awareness. The waves of thought may rise and fall, but the ocean remains still beneath. That stillness is you. That awareness is peace. As the breath softens, let these words echo gently through your mind. I am grateful for the day that has passed. I release all that I cannot control. I forgive myself and others. I rest in the wisdom of impermanence. I am at peace as the night embraces me. Let them sink deeper with every breath. Let them become your rhythm, your prayer, your return to stillness. When you awaken tomorrow, awaken not as the person of yesterday, but as someone new, lighter, wiser, freer.